is important to us. Please hold the line.
All operators are busy at the moment. We apologize for the wait and will answer you shortly. Our operators are busy at the moment. Your call is being transferred. Thank you for calling.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Hauntline Live. We are here to review Not Scary Farm. Easily, historically, the haunt that started it all. And one of my favorite places in the world, too. But I'm not going to do it alone. In the studio, of course, are Mr. E of TLEV Media and Nico of the Entertainment Connection. Gentlemen, after our first I guess not full haunt weekend. We've had a couple in the past already, but after our first Knott's weekend, how are you guys recovering? How are you feeling?
It's been hard, man. I'm tired. I'm a tired boy.
I'm sick.
Oh man,
the fog got me sick.
Oh man, that's sticky wicky.
I blame it on Miss E.
Dang it, Miss
What a
E.
joke.
Well, shout out to everyone in the chat. I see that the conversations are already going. We'll have a lot to talk about today for sure. Shout out to Ricky. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Albert doesn't agree with the title this year. Very interesting.
Ooh.
Well, I don't agree with your title.
Knott's is my favorite, but I can't help and love them all. Same here, man. Same here.
True.
Okay, David, talking about the Worth home. A little bit of a disappointment. Interesting. All right. We'll definitely get into it. Mary, hi, Mary. Thanks for tuning in from Orlando. Larissa, good to see you again. Ariana with us in the chat as well. Diego, what's up, fool? How's it going, man? Emma is very tired. I think if you know Emma, you'll know why.
Yeah, she's working her butt off.
Jen, what's up? Shout out to you. I am tired, and it's not even October. Still got Hayride and Dark Harbor this weekend. Yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend. For some of us, it's going to be Hayride, Dark Harbor, Fright Fest.
Yeah. LA Comic-Con is happening this weekend, too.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's all you, Nico. Have fun with that, man. That's going to be...
I don't even know, man.
Comic-Con to Fright Fest. Whoa.
Hey, I've done it before for a different event.
Nico, you're a real one, dude. You're a real one. You're crazy, bro. 365 says, haven't been out to California yet, and I know the title is correct. Hey, my kind of people.
There it is.
My kind of people. Rob, so we talking Fright Fest or what? Listen, Rob, anytime you're in the chat, we're going to talk Fright Fest a little bit. At least a little bit.
Next week, Rob. Tune in next week.
Yes, next week for sure. Shout out to you, Maddie. Thanks for joining us. Mary, I missed John and Ariana already. Listen, I you might have seen it in my story today, folks. I was very much in my HHN Orlando feels. I was missing the hell out of the event. I mean, it was an excellent year. But hey, we're not here to talk about HHN Orlando. We're here to talk Not Scary Farm, the haunt that started them all, the granddaddy of everybody, really, truly. And before we dive into each section today, gentlemen, I just want to hear just your overall thoughts about the event this year. What's the vibe? What are you guys thinking?
Ooh.
Mr. E?
So I've only gone once. I've gone the Thursday. I'm not gonna lie, the Thursday was very interesting. It was a little off, in my opinion, that Thursday. I think they were still getting everything going, maze wise, scare actor wise. I do think the scare zones were phenomenal on Thursday. Like those were jam packed with scare actors who were really in it to win it. However, the houses did feel a little empty, or the mazes felt a little empty. That's where YouTube will come in and tell me if the other days felt empty or not. But that Thursday specifically, especially with the newer mazes too, Mary, there, I don't know, lackluster, underwhelming, not a lot of scare actors. But overall, it was still, in my opinion, just a lot of fun to be out there. I mean, there's something about Scary Farm. I think you keep saying it, John, that it is the first to do it, and it still gives off that vibe of like traditional Halloween. And that's what I love about Scary Farm. You know, Scary Farm is where I go for Halloween feels. Terror and stuff like that. That's where I go for Dark Harbor, you know, Hollywood. Well, that's HHN, you know. So Scary Farm truly is that Halloween vibes. And yeah, the scare zones, in my opinion, were the strongest for that Thursday night.
Okay, yeah. I'll agree with you, man. I see some people in the chat already agreeing with you as well. Nico, what are your thoughts, man? How was opening weekend for you?
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because it sneaks up on me every year, but for some reason this year just felt off. Like it felt weird. I can't really put my finger on it, but I don't know if it's me getting in my own head and it being like, oh, this is now officially a Six Flags event. So I'm all like, oh, let me look for all the Six Flags issues.
Oh snap!
But it was a great time. Like Mystery was saying, the scare zones are always fantastic. The best scare zones in a theme park that I have attended, at least. And yeah, the mazes, again, like Mystery said, felt kind of lackluster, like something was missing, and not just scare actor wise. It felt off. And then Grimoire, I had my own issues with the Grimoire that we might get in a bit, but
yeah, dude.
Yeah, it felt very it felt weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll agree with you, friends. I'll definitely agree with you. I mean, at least for me personally, it's coming from Orlando and then doing Knott's right away. I mean, the events are kind of similar in spirit, but you can just feel the budgetary differences between the two events right off the bat. To your point, Nico, it's a Six Flags park now. I'm just glad that we don't have like Not Scary Farm presented by Snickers yet. I'm gonna die the day that it's presented by anything or anybody. Just branding everywhere, sponsors everywhere. I hope it doesn't get to that. But yeah, I'll agree. There was a vibe that was a little off on Thursday. But yeah. Rob said it. I should have highlighted the comment, but Rob did say that on Thursday it felt a little bit off. On Friday, though, things started picking up a little bit. And yeah, by Saturday, I think everything was firing on all cylinders because we did pretty much every maze except for Room 13 and Mesmer so far. And every maze that we've gone through has had its off times, but it's also had times where it was really, really good.
Awesome.
And yeah, exactly.
That's great.
And I'll say this much too: all the zones, each and every one of them were on fire all weekend. So big shout out to all the performers out in the scare zones. I mean,
100.
that is a space that is so hard to be in. Not that mazes aren't hard to be in; they're their own kind of beast for sure. And we'll get into some of the details about that in a second here. But definitely, when you're out in the scare zone, I mean, there's no hiding for the most part. You're out there, and man, they were killing it. They were killing it for sure.
And to touch on that, John, like I kind of want to give credit to events when like throughout the season, they improve and add on and add additional stuff just to make it stand out more, as it can be scare actors or even add a new scare technique that you didn't see the first time you went through. And so that's good to hear that it's like the ball's starting to roll now for Scary Farm. And truly, like we're going to be entering October, which is the I don't know, the epidemic or this time for everything needs to be like flowing for the events. So that's good to hear that Scary Farm is getting going now.
Yeah, the ball is rolling. I think
Yeah.
they just have to warm up a little bit, shake the
There we
cobwebs
go.
off, quite literally.
Yeah.
Get the blood flowing again. They've been sitting in the grave for weeks and weeks and weeks since last year. They got to roll out and get used to it again.
Yeah.
Now I do want to highlight something real quick. I guess Ariana says that Ghost Rider is the only one
Yeah.
that has a sponsor right now. M&M's.
By M&M's. M&M's.
What?
What?
Oh,
Wha-
damn.
How did I miss that? So it's begun. It has begun, everyone.
Oh, it has begun.
Get ready, dude.
Oh,
13
man.
Chilling Chambers, sponsored by Baby Ruth. Here we go.
A Snoopy's Christmas sponsored by Kit Kat.
Oh, God.
No.
This is an interesting question here. Is staffing an issue? All the old veterans retired in the 50th, and all the new veterans are on the streets. I mean, I think staffing is an issue with all haunts, to be honest with you.
Oh,
because
yeah.
It happens
100%.
everywhere that you go. Even HHN Hollywood always has its staffing issues. You'll notice spots are empty throughout the event. And, stuff happens. People change their minds. Also, these environments are pretty grueling, man, and not specifically. I don't know why I didn't notice this, but I guess in years prior, none of the mazes in the warehouses have any air conditioning at all. I got so spoiled by Orlando going into the sound stages and getting hit with like really nice air conditioning, or even out in Hollywood now with like Soundstage 15 and the UBE, the UBE. They got some pretty killer AC in there, but not at Knott. So, man, my heart goes out to all you maze performers. You guys are really doing the most in literal heat and humidity, which is crazy. But shout out to y'all, man. All right, well, with that, let's get into talking about the new mazes for 2025, starting first with the Zoo, a maze designed by Daniel Miller. It is currently located where Paranormal Inc. used to be, where Bloodline was last year. And it's a twisted adventure through a zoo, an abandoned zoo, full of genetically modified animals. And also, after 11 o'clock, they turn the lights out on you. They hand you a flashlight, and they say, good luck. Gentlemen, thoughts on the zoo? Also, the chat, let us know what you thought about the zoo.
This was a super cool maze from beginning to end. It had its little touches of previous mazes in this maze, from pushing the buttons for the animal displays to seeing some familiar props and set work from mazes of the past. It was really neat, from the aviation room, the twisted giant animatronic creatures that are in there. This was a lot of fun. Hopefully, it's hard because it depends on how people are walking, but hopefully the pacing gets worked on a little bit, but that's for all mazes throughout the event. But this was a super cool maze, and I love the Mangler backstory with it.
Yes, yeah. I don't know if you guys. I think we talked about it before on another live stream, but the doctor behind all of these sinister experiments in the zoo. What is it, Nico? The great granddaughter of Dr. Mangler?
Yeah. Creating these like hybrid animal human soldiers, pretty much.
Yeah, that's right. So kind of a fun little expansion on some old Not Scary Farm lore, which I always love and appreciate.
Gotta love it.
Give me that backstory.
Yeah. And then with the lights out, that was super awesome. It was a lot scarier than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
And it's cool because they have this little show moment at 11 o'clock, but it really starts at like 10:50 with Dr. Mangler talking about how these soldiers are running to the power plant right now, and like we have to stop them or something like that. And then at 11 o'clock, the lights go out, and it's pretty freaking terrifying. I loved it.
I love it. I love it. Mr. E, what are your thoughts on the zoo?
The zoo is such a great edition. It's a 2-for-1, you know, it's a special for sure. And God, I hope they keep it like that, however long the zoo is there, because I think the lights out is scarier than when the lights are on. And like there, it feels like you're in a like lost footage film, or you're
Yeah.
playing a Resident Evil game. Like it is nuts. Like I was filming that and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in a video game right now, but this is real life. And like, I do feel bad though for the scare actors, like trying not to blind them or anything with those lights.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
trying to keep it lower. But like you were saying, Nico, the aviation room, I mean, just having them fly, the birds flying
Yeah.
over and stuff like that was so sick. The sewer system, I thought that was a beautiful addition, you know, with the graffiti on the wall, the water that you can kind of hear, and then you can see some of the characters come at you through like the little I don't even know what you call them, the columns that are there. That was awesome. I honestly, if I were to rank between those two, I would say the Lights Out is above like all that is new this year. I think Lights Out was phenomenal. I do wish that we saw the Doctor a little bit more throughout that at the maze.
Yeah.
That would have been cooler, maybe. And because it's a really sad maze. It really is. So if you were to see maybe even the Doctor trying to inject some of these characters, not just the one on the table, the animal that's on the table, I feel like that would have been like, oh, what are you doing? Like you would feel terrible, like because you can't really do much. But yeah, so other than that, though, the zoo, phenomenal addition. It's got them Waxworks vibes for sure. It's got those Waxworks vibes, but it was awesome.
Yeah, man. And Nico mentioned it earlier, but if you go through the zoo at the exhibits, you'll see a little panel with a red button on it, much like the ones that were in Waxworks. So those buttons are for you to press, and you get to hear a little bit of the exhibits from each room. It's kind of hard to sit there and listen to the whole recording, obviously, because you're kind of running through it. But yeah, that's something to look out for. It's the little Daniel Miller touch that I love. Very Waxworks indeed. Very gross. Lots of body horror. Lots of weird hybrid animal moments. So yeah, I honestly love the Lights Out portion of it as well. Great stuff. This is one of those mazes where I'm really bummed that we don't do what was it? Beyond the Fog? Yeah, I'm looking at my pin. Beyond the Fog. I wish they still did that tour, because there's a lot of great artistry that went into not only the facade, but also the inside of the zoo itself. Beautiful murals that you're not really able to fully appreciate. I mean, this is stuff that they didn't have to do, but they went out of their way to do, and that's the Knott's Berry Farm difference, friends. Beautiful all throughout, honestly, and terrifying. Very, very terrifying.
And they even went as far with the Lights Out to make the buttons not work.
Right.
When they turn the power off.
Yeah,
so
I didn't
you could only do it before 11
so...
o'clock. You could only push those buttons before 11 to hear what they have to say.
And there is a little show moment, right, Nico, that happens at 11? That there's like a little... Can you describe that? Because I didn't see it.
So it happens more at like 10:58, though.
Okay.
Not at 11, 10:58.
So just before 11.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, like 10 minutes before Dr. Mangler is talking about how the animals have escaped, they're heading to the power plant, and we have to stop them or something like that.
Sure.
Then, like at 10:58, like Mystery said, you just like they have the announcements going up until that point, and then you just hear like a doom, and then like the lights start flickering a little bit, and then each section just goes boof, 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 and the facade doesn't go fully dark. Like a light does shine back onto it, but you could tell you're in for something different. You're in for a treat.
Yeah.
I love it.
If you are going to try not to miss the show moment, I think it's awesome because everybody kind of loses their minds in the line. And then you have the cast members start walking out with buckets of lights. You're like, oh shoot, this is getting real now. And they're in full character too. They're like, you got to help us out. Like, are you ready? Like, we're going to go through this thing. And we're like, no, I'm not ready. But yeah,
actually,
awesome.
I'm not.
You thought.
That's really cool. All right. Well, let's go to the comments because there's some good comments in here. Ariana says, love the Lights Out aspect, but I wish it had more of a story arc. It's a touch one note compared to other Knott's mazes. I agree. And like to your point, to your guys' point, I wish we had seen the doctor a little bit more. I wish we had
Right.
learned a little bit more about the experiments. I also I know that the story is us. We are soldiers looking to get the super soldier syndrome.
Gotcha.
Or whatever, the serum.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that we would be a little bit more on a journey with that, at least. Like maybe we walk in, everything looks normal, and then all hell breaks loose at one point, and now there's no escape because oh my god, the animals are loose or whatever happens. You do kind of walk into it already kind of crazy. So I agree with Ariana for sure. I wish that there was more of like a developing story. What do you guys think?
No, yes, I agree completely.
No, yes, no, yes. No.
Yeah, like besides what I've heard, like with the new mazes in general, I couldn't really follow any story. We'll get more into that with the next maze, but like this one, at least it was a little simpler.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know the story of what's going on, you could still like be like, oh, I'm in a zoo and these are some fucked up animals. And that's the baseline of what you need to know if you're not interested in the backstory. So at least there's that for this maze.
Yeah, for sure. Mr. E, any thoughts?
I mean, I don't have much to add story-wise for this one. I do wish, though, because I remember with Trick or Treat Lights Out, how they really controlled the lights on that, where they would make it flicker. That would have been a cool little effect that they added in there.
Sure.
But other than that, I don't really have much to add story-wise. I thought it was pretty strong. But
yeah,
Zoo, in my opinion, just like this is going to be a very strong Scary Farm maze that I could see potentially getting 5 years or so at the end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Easily. Very, very true.
And with this maze, because Bloodlines last year had to expand outside of the warehouse.
Right.
And it still felt like a short maze because it used really big scenes.
Right.
Where the zoo, honestly, it was just in the warehouse and it felt pretty long.
That's a good point.
I don't know if that's the pace that we were walking at, but it felt like a very long maze.
Yeah, that's very true, man. Honestly, that's the one thing I love about Knott's for sure is that they know how to use those warehouse spaces really well. Like Mesmer really messed me up the first year that we went through it because they changed the layout of that 2 warehouse area completely. And so I was walking through, I distinctly have a memory of walking through Mesmer and being like, this is going on forever. Like, what the fuck? Like, how is this place so big? So shout out to Knott's for doing that for sure. David says, be sure to ask for a working flashlight if they give you a broken one.
Oh, no.
Or don't. Or don't.
Yeah, that could be a treat in itself.
That's the 4th experience right there with this house. The 3rd one.
Rob says, still haven't gone through with the flashlight, but did it normal. It was really good. Yeah, for sure, man. Albert says, the zoo was the shining star of Scary Farm, and I didn't even do the lights out thing. Interesting. Very interesting.
Okay.
Larissa says, gory AF. I was like, why everything's so ugly? That's the Daniel Miller special.
That is.
That's the Daniel Miller signature, where you look at something and you're just like, ugh. Which is so funny, too, because if you ever hear Daniel speak, he is like so soft-spoken. He seems like the calmest guy. Like, it's just so weird. What
just
is
a
going
big
on?
Teddy bear.
Yeah,
and then you get this shit.
What's going on up there, man? Maybe I don't want to know. Well, we kind of see it anyways. Professor Fear, I like it. Little emoji action. SC says the zoo is so good. David says, I feel bad for these characters because they get blinded by the lights. Yes, friends. This is a PSA, Mr. E. You mentioned it earlier. Try not to hit them right in the face. I guarantee you don't need to hit them right in the face with the flashlight. Creaky says, I love the animatronics in the zoo. Some of those are just so gross. Of course, like the operating table scene comes to mind, and even just thinking about it, like the tendrils and everything, like I'm getting chills because it is so gross, man.
Dude, the gorilla that was in the cage. Wow. That was nuts, especially how they push it forward. You're like, oh god. That was so good.
Yeah.
Oh, the grizzly bear, you mean, with
The bear.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, the grizzly bear. Yeah, not the gorilla. The
It's
grizzly
next
bear.
to the
Yeah,
gorilla.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
next to the
But,
gorilla.
Yeah.
but the
Yes,
monkey
yes.
next to that bear,
Yeah.
that sweet bean.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to save you, monkey. I really do.
Dude, that was me. Dude, that was me with the orangutans on the war zone, dude. That were just sitting there. I'm like, no, come with me. I'm taking you with me.
You guys are gonna
Baby
walk out with a bunch of
orangutans, bro.
mutated animals. Like, sir, you can't take those.
I am. Quick question though.
Yes.
So the creature, the animatronic creature. So are we seeing it develop? Are we seeing it progress? So like there's the animatronic on the operating table, then the big animatronic in the back, and then the finale animatronic. Are those all the same creature? Are we just seeing it mutated like throughout?
That's
I
an
thought I
excellent
was looking in
question.
a mirror, bro. That's what I thought. I was like, I thought it was me.
Stick out your tongue. Let us see it.
Yeah, no, that's a great question, man. That's a very good question. I hope that Daniel does like a walkthrough of the maze just to give us some more details. In the years
Yeah.
prior, they've been doing those, and it's kind of cool to get more information on them. This one in particular, yeah, I would love to know the. Although I don't know if I want to see that one with the lights on, man. I don't know if I want to. Outside of the murals, like I don't want to see anything else. Don't show me anything else. A bunch of gross shit all over. Destiny, great comment here, says hopefully down the line more characters are involved and improvement.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, listen, it's
Yeah.
year one of what might be a long-term maze, so
Yeah.
there's definitely tons of room for improvement, which I'm very excited to check out.
For sure.
And yeah, I mean, I think overall, pretty solid. Even just visually, pretty solid. So the zoo, if you want to check it out before the crowds get in, well, actually, we're going to talk about this later. Never mind. We have a Q&A portion at the end, and I don't want to jump ahead. So never
Big
mind.
fans of
Scratch
zoo
that.
here. Big fans of zoo.
Big fans of zoo. All right, let's move on to the next house. Maze. Damn it. The next new maze for 2025. Mary, the Haunting of Worth Home. Now, this one was a very interesting experience for me. We all went through it together at least once. I think we did it twice. But chat and, of course, you gentlemen, let me know what you guys thought of Mary, the Haunting of Worth Home.
Go for it, mystery.
Look, man. I don't know. Look, I think we keep talking about lights on for mazes. I feel like I need the lights on for this one because majority of the time the lights are out for this maze, or whatever dim lighting they use is just so awful for Mary. Unfortunately, like it's way too dark in there for me.
Yeah,
it really is. Like from the beginning towards, I'd say, getting to the girl's bedroom, it is so dark. It really is. It really is. And it's not fair because by that point, there's so many scare actors that you would love to see, but you just can't. Like the one, for instance, who's at the table, who seems to have said Mary multiple times and is dying at the table, but you can't see them. It's just so dark. It's so dark. And I thought it was my eyes trying to adjust, but it was the same thing every time we would go through. Plus the storyline for Mary, like sometimes for a not scary farm house, like you have to go through it multiple times to get the gist of the story, just to get an idea. But even after going through this one 4 times, I still don't know where we're going with this story. Like we're going through either different time zones or different eras, it's different times of the Worth home or something, but like it's not moving in a right way that it feels that way. There's a big puppet that I don't know if it's Mary or not. I don't even know which one is Mary. I'm going to be honest. It could be just the curse of Mary and everybody becomes Mary, but I don't even know who's Mary in this house. So, or this maze. But I do got to give credit towards the end of the maze. I do think it is pretty gnarly once you enter like Mary's realm. That was pretty chaotic and scary, especially with making us go through essentially a mini maze in the house with like all the windows or all the mirrors and all that kind of stuff. Like that was pretty gnarly. Other than that, though, I do hope that Mary gets some extra attention. I know on Thursday it was having a bit of lighting issues. I know Nico can talk more about that. It seems like they were having a bit of a Fright Fest extreme situation where the fire alarm might have been going off a couple times or something. Something was causing the lights to go on. I don't know what it is.
Rob was there for that one too. He says,
Yeah.
I got to do a lights on tour of Mary.
There we go.
Not by choice.
Yeah. So and then the fact that the lights going on, you're able to see more details for, like, for instance, the puppet, the massive animatronics that they're using is quite telling that you need to add more lighting or more effects into it. So I want to give this one more time. I hope they get everything figured out during October, on the days that are off, going back in their test runs, all that kind of stuff. Sure. I know they've had that time beforehand to do that, but I don't know. Maybe it's just opening night Mary curse. Who knows?
I will say I went through on Saturday, and it was like Saturday, maybe around midnight. And I did get a pretty good run of it. And like the people in my group got scared by a lot of moments in there that I think had I been like at the front of my group, they probably would have got me too. So speaking to what you just said, it seems like they're starting to kind of get into a little bit of a groove. It's a new maze. I'm sure they need some work, but yeah, I think they're starting there. They're starting in that direction, which is a good thing.
Is it still very dark in there?
Yeah, it's still very dark in there.
Okay.
Still very dark.
That hasn't changed. And also, well, I'll let Nico go ahead and tell us what you think, man.
All right, gather round, children. This is either going to be either short and sweet or long and miserable. So I apologize. So I'm going to start off with the name, Mary, the Haunting of Worth Home. If you don't know it's about Bloody Mary, the name of the maze is very confusing. They should have just put Bloody Mary to begin with. And I think that would just make more sense for people going in there.
Sure.
Going in, like Mystery said, it's extremely dark. It's extremely dark. And, well, let's go before that. If you don't know the story, if you didn't pay attention to the Nightmares Reveal presentation, honestly, the story is a mess. Yeah, I don't even know. Like, why are these workers killing these people? They're trying to like be like, oh, Mary made me do it, and like it just doesn't really make sense in that way.
So I want to interject here real quick because I
go right ahead.
For those of you who may not know, for those of you who may have not seen some of our previous live streams or done some digging into the story, this is Mary, Bloody Mary, but Mary Marshall, one of the sisters of Sarah Marshall, the Green Witch of Knott's Scary Farm. We're kind of getting an origin story of sorts of Mary Marshall and everything that happened to her. So if you watch the trailer, you're watching Mary Marshall after her family just got killed. It's not very clear who did it, or I think it was like the townspeople killed her family. And essentially in the trailer, which is an excellent trailer, by the way, love the trailer.
Yes.
In the trailer, you're seeing her washing off the floors of her family's blood, and the town gets her because they know that she's a witch. They bury her alive. They bury her in a shallow grave. I guess not alive, they stone her, but she's like not fully dead. And then they throw a mirror in there. And so that's how she's like tied to the mirror realm. So we're following the story of Mary Marshall coming back to haunt the Worth home in present day, which the Worth home is a boarding home. Now I shouldn't have to explain all of it.
Yeah, that just made me so frustrated. I'm like, why don't we see that in the maze, dude? That just made me so frustrated. I'm like, phenomenal video.
But
what the hell?
Yeah, like all they have to do is set up a couple TVs, and it could be not like a chapter book, but just like a story being read of how this version of Bloody Mary originated.
And have audio playing in the maze. Have audio in the maze.
Because that's what I was getting to next. You see these projections of Mary, of Bloody Mary, like at the top of the stairs, and she's yelling, but there's no sound coming from it.
Yeah,
so
man.
This girl at the bottom of the stairs, who's a worker for this boarding home, is like, Mary made me do it. I can't. I need help. Like, it's just very bizarre. It's very weird and awkward. And then you go into the next scene, which is that dinner scene, and the guy is sitting like on a trash bag with arms coming out of it or something like that. And there's a giant mirror behind him with Mary showing up. And the audio is just so quiet. And you just can't really understand what is going on in this boarding home. And if you don't know if it's a boarding home, you're going to be so freaking confused.
Right.
When you go in there. And then, like, there's a kitchen and there's a chef, like, all bloodied up. Like, I get it. I think it's an interesting take to go towards the Bloody Mary portion. But I just wish we had more Bloody Mary in the maze.
Also, to your point, Nico, I wanted more mirror gags, man. Like the mirror is a big part of Bloody Mary. I wanted to see somebody saying it in the mirror, or like, you know, I wanted to see the mirrors breaking, or there are
even having like, I know it's an HHN thing, but having someone coming out of the mirror.
Yeah, man.
I know it's like
100%.
you know, shit, or a drop mirror or something, or like it's a small one, you know.
Yeah,
that would be phenomenal.
They did some kind of interesting things where, like, they had performers in the rooms kind of mimicking actions on a screen that's meant to look like a mirror. I get what they were doing there, but it never really resolved in a scare or even an explanation of the story. It was just kind of like a duality thing where, like, the person in the mirror looked one way and then the performer in the room looked another way. But I wanted a jump scare attached to it, or, you know, if you're distracting me here, get me here kind of a deal. And this one too is just a slow burn. Like I feel like that there isn't much that really happens until like 2 minutes into the maze, and then you're like, oh, so now we're being attacked. Lots of interesting choices in this one for sure.
Well, and to like, talk about the line, like the conga line in this maze,
man.
Like on Thursday night specifically, I think it's because how narrow it is at the beginning. Dude, you are stuck in a conga line and it's not moving fast at all. It's a slow, like already the maze is a slow burner. Plus you're walking, maybe taking 5 steps for one normal step is, oh man, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, and they have this extremely slow burn to get to this greenhouse where it's a cool effect because the greenhouse is made out of glass and you could see her reflection. So Mary is available in the greenhouse to see. But I don't need a yard with a doghouse.
The floating doghouse, Nico.
The floating doghouse.
Which I don't. What?
Floating?
Yeah, it was just. Yeah, it wasn't working opening night, but it was working the next night. It's levitating. It's David Blaine levitating. And it's just like, why is
this Cujo, bro? It's a story of Cujo.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a Mary.
Destiny says she got a ghost dog.
But then, like, we exit that whole greenhouse. We're in the basement. Then we go into this room, and we've seen the Bloody Mary scare actor, and she looks great. The mask looks great. The whole look is great. But then you enter this bedroom, and it looks like this giant animatronic of Bloody Mary just came out of a Tim Burton film. And I'm like, why isn't the animatronic matching what the scare actor looks like?
Right.
And then you have that giant animatronic, but then all of a sudden you're entering the realm of Bloody Mary, because on the other side of the wall where the animatronic is, it's a giant mirror. and it's kind of like if you ever
It's a
gone through
mirror
Tooth
closet.
Fairy. Yeah, it has like these tendrils coming out of it, like you're entering her realm. But if you're paying attention to the animatronic, you won't see the mirror, and it's just a lot of.
Oh, see,
It's
I
gotten my
didn't see it.
ADHD
Yeah.
all crazy.
Yeah.
And so the scares were fantastic. The talent was fantastic. Everyone in that maze was great, but the story was just so confusing. And then that black hallway with the drapes, I almost died like 7 times in there because I was like getting hung and caught on the hanging fabric. And then there's the finale animatronic that barely worked for me. And again, it looked like the Tim Burton Bloody Mary. And then, like you were saying, Mystery, I had opening night, 4 out of the 5 walkthroughs I had the work lights come on.
Oh,
and they didn't clear out the maze at all. They just let us
kept
keep
it
going.
Go.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
So
Interesting.
I feel like you should publish the footage for a Lights On tour.
behind the scenes.
I'm dumb. I turned my camera off because my camera is super low light, so it's just like a white screen for me. But
flashbang, bro.
I do really like this maze, and this maze really does have the potential to be incredible.
Yeah.
We need something to help us out with the story, and just help the general public who's not into it like us and like the chat. Give the general public an easier story to follow.
Yeah.
To add to that, Nico, it's like I still don't understand fully what Mary's powers are, because at different times, right? Like at first you think, okay, it's when you say Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror, and then later on it just seems like she can curse animals and make them something else. So more like I don't know, Beetlejuice style, where it's just like you can do that kind of stuff, possess animals. And then when you're kind of entering her world, we see the book. I'm assuming, is it the grimoire? I don't even know if it's actually.
It's the grimoire.
Then we see the grimoire, and I'm like, okay, is that the source of power? So again, I'm just confused on that aspect of like, how is Mary fully getting her powers? So
because
story can totally be fixed.
That there's some connection between the grimoire and Sarah Marshall, right?
Yes.
Like it's in the finale of Origins with where she's flying around the room. So maybe, I don't know, maybe she let her sister borrow the book. Who knows? But yeah, I think all in all, though, story could use a lot of help. I would be less worried about the story because like the scenic was pretty damn good. Like everything looked pretty top notch, man. It did feel like you were in a boarding house or in a house, period. It looks really good. I do like the greenhouse. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Lots of cool scenic moments. However, it's just the story. But I wouldn't care so much about the story if it was also scary. And I think I only got like truly scared once in that house the first time that we went through. I don't want to say where because I don't want to spoil it. It is a pretty good scare moment. But if we increase the scare in there, I think at the very least it would live up to the legends, at least in our head, of Bloody Mary, of the mirror, of being scared as a kid, because that's kind of the feeling that I wanted for sure. I almost wanted them to lean in a little bit more to the Halloween, because it's like Halloween night when you start the maze. You hear kids say like "Happy Halloween" as you're walking in.
Trick or treat.
Right, exactly. So it's year 1 of this.
It is.
And I do hope that there's some improvements on the way, because it can use some backup. But thus far, I wasn't super impressed by Mary, but it has the foundations for something good. I think if they just made a few tweaks here and there, they could definitely do something pretty amazing with it. I do want to highlight some of go ahead.
At least Scary Farm has that right where they can fix things up for the next year, right?
Sure.
It's like they're not dealing with an IP where it's like, all right, you got a 1 chance and go for it kind of thing.
Right.
So at least Scary Farm can revamp it a little bit, add a little extra lights, please. And
and there's a scene with a lot of air blasts, And I think it would be much
yeah.
cooler if it was like a quadruple scare with Mary
Oh yeah.
popping out at you
sure.
instead of air blasts.
Sure.
Yeah, I just felt it was a very lack a Bloody Mary in a Bloody Mary maze.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%,
Yeah.
man. I wanted to be rocked by Mary left and right, and I definitely wasn't. I want to go to some of the comments here. It seems like Albert also wasn't really getting scared in Mary, which is very fair.
I'll be honest, I got pretty fucked up in Mary.
Okay, good.
They
good.
got me a lot of times in there.
It all depends on the run at the end of the day, too. If you have a bad run,
For sure.
you know, what can you do? Mary, we love you, Mary from Orlando. Don't worry.
We love you, Mary. Don't you worry.
David says, why are most of the scare actors just children in the beginning? Very boring. So they are actually boarding home employees. Most of the people that you see in the beginning, because they're wearing like name tags. They're wearing name tags and they have like a uniform on. So, yikes. Destiny
It's
says,
just so dark in there, man.
Yeah,
You don't know who's who.
Yeah. But it didn't take me. It took me like a couple of times until Ariana was finally like, "Why are they wearing name tags?" And I was like, "The fuck? They're wearing name tags? What the hell?"
Yeah.
Destiny says, "What's going on with Mary? Who is Mary? What is Mary? I'm Mary. Are you Mary? Are we all Mary?"
We're all Mary.
And David
We
says,
are.
"What if Mary is the friends we made along the way?" I love it. I love
sweet.
it. Ariana says it had a lot of the same issues Bloodline and Grimoire had. The story is a bit confusing, and there aren't enough places for the characters to hide or things for them to do. Now, this is something that Ariana and I have been talking about all weekend for sure. I think that the approach to scares needs to be addressed at Not Scary Farm for the most part. I do love that they give the performers a little bit of free reign in the house, or in the mazes themselves. Unlike Horror Nights, where they're like, you stand here and press your button. I almost want a hybrid of the two, though. I want them to be able to like give free roam, get free range to walk around, but then at certain points in the room, boom, activate a sound, a lighting effect, something that'll scare me.
Yeah.
It almost feels like they need a little bit of help because, like, for instance, there's like a hamster, I think or like a guinea pig or something at the beginning of the zoo, right at the beginning of the zoo, right when you're walking in. And every video that I see, this poor performer is doing the same thing. He's just kind of there like this, just like. And I'm just
like a Spirit Halloween animatronic.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what are you doing, bro? Like,
oh my god,
what is that? Now, that was, I don't know if that was the direction that they were giving or what, but like, I would almost rather have them run out at me and fucking wreck me as opposed to just be there and go, wow, I don't know what that's all about.
Speaking of rodents, why was there a giant rat in Mary?
Yes, yeah,
because he said
dog.
Bloody Mary. That's why he said Bloody Mary. That's my only guess. Yeah,
like the dog, Mary.
That's why I'm confused on her powers, man. That's why I'm confused on her powers.
And David says they're trying to make an MCU for Scary Farm. We didn't ask for this. Now, listen, I for one,
hold on.
Love. Yeah, I do love some lore. I love some expansion on lore.
Yes.
Horror Nights Orlando does a great job of doing the lore. And, Not Scary Farm wouldn't be what it is today without its lore, without the Green Witch, without the legends that they've created, without the characters and the zones. So I like it. However, there's definitely a way to do it, and this wasn't the most effective way to do it, unfortunately. It was
because
a good attempt.
I was also... Yes, I was even thinking like it'd be cool to see different urban legends, but all of them relate to Sarah Marshall in some way.
Sure.
Cool.
Like I don't know if she has brothers, and this is a different time period, but like Eight Fingers 9, like what if that sibling? Because the grimoires in that maze also.
Sure.
So what if the boogeyman is related to Sarah Marshall?
Or like a creation of Sarah Marshall. It's sure. Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if Knott has this plan that's it will take a few years, but there's going to be a trio, and that might be in like 2027 or something like that will be hosting the event. And I think that would go pretty nuts. Sarah Marshall, Mary Marshall, and then whatever the third Marshall would be. I think that would be chef's kiss.
And then You could steal my ideas, Knott, if you want. If you have this idea already, but the final maze is just the Coven. And it's all
There
three
you
of them
go.
together. And
There
There
you
we
go.
go.
big, badass maze.
I love
Not
it.
until 2030.
Oh man! All right. Well, we spent a lot of time talking about these new mazes, which is good though. It's good. I love how in depth we are about it. I did want to touch on a few other things, but I don't know if we have time for it. Maybe we'll do another live stream at another point. Maybe a Not Scary Farm Part 2. However, what I do want to get to are some audience submitted questions because
Oh yeah.
there was a ton of really good questions, y'all, and this alone is going to have us talking for a little bit more. So I want to get right to it. Unless you guys have any finishing thoughts about Knott's in general before we move into that, or maybe the two new mazes.
Knott's is fantastic. My goodbye to Mesmer. It was one of my favorite mazes. Daddy Zoetrope, I'll miss you forever. Grimoire, you weren't bad, but you weren't one of my favorites.
Sure.
And Chilling Chambers had a new icon
That's right.
Ooh.
in the maze that took over for the Keeper.
The
And
Crimson Lord.
oh, there he is. There he is. And
That's cool.
very much looks like the Overlord. So
Yes.
yeah,
That's pretty-
yeah, very
Yes,
interesting.
He does. Just with more bling. He's got more. He's got more stuff on
He
him.
does.
Yeah, Mr. E, any final thoughts on that before we move on?
Knott's is great. Knott's is fun. Yeah, I can't wait to see what they have offered for those new two areas for Mesmer and Grimoire. Because if they use the same spots, that'll be interesting. I feel like
Yeah,
where
man.
Mesmer was is usually really strong maze ideas, so it's gonna be interesting. It will be interesting to see what goes down in those two spots.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Emma
yeah.
says there's apparently a hidden family tree that can only be seen with the lantern. I still got to go through with my lantern, so I'll be keeping an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Divergent
Gotta
Dream,
change my
shout out to
battery.
y'all. I appreciate it. Thank you for enjoying our
Aye.
nerdy rants. I love it.
Are screaming.
But also, it says they said that the air took Lauren's glasses almost
Yeah.
completely off, and I believe it,
Dude.
man. I believe
It's
Yeah.
I don't know how much Knott's actually does that, like using the air effect, but man, those were strong. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. I don't usually have to cover my ears in mazes, but that part I was holding on for dear life,
it.
Yeah, man.
covering my ears.
All right, gentlemen, let's get to our audience submitted questions. Lots of
Oh,
great questions,
man.
like I said. Starting with this one, what would you rate this year's event? Now, to keep
Oh,
it simple,
man.
between 1 and 100. No, just kidding. Between 1 and 5. 5 being the best, 1 being
Oh,
trash. What do you guys think? Where would this year's
damn.
event specifically sit for you? And chat, let me know too. 5 being the best, 1 being not so great, or bad.
Oh, man.
1 being bad. Let us know what you think, man.
oh man, oh man.
Mm.
I'll
Gosh.
say for me, a 5 out of 5 year was the 50th. I think
Sure.
that will go in the books forever. Of course, it was
Sure.
the 50th. It had to be a 5 out of 5. This, I wish I could do it out of 10, but I will say, if I add like decimals to it, maybe like
Oh, we are.
Oh, you are? Okay. I'm gonna go
Oh, yeah.
like barely over a 3, like a 3.1, 3.2 out
All
of
right,
5.
all right.
I don't know, man. It's I try to think what years I can compare it to, but yeah, 3.2. I think because we only, like, to me, the zoo came in as such a strong maze, and having 2 mazes in itself is amazing. But then there is the issues with Mary that's kind of affecting it. So it's not like we got fully 2 strong houses. It reminds me when we got Bloodlines and Waxworks, right? That was the 2 we got together.
Right.
So when we got those together, Waxworks was phenomenal. And then Bloodlines was like,
Or it was no. It was Waxworks and Origins. Those are the two
Waxworks
together.
and Origins.
Oh,
yeah.
shoot.
Bloodline was
that
Grimoire. Bloodline and Grimoire.
Oh,
for Mary
okay.
and
Yeah.
Seika.
Shoot. Yeah. Oh man, that year might be even a little lower. But yeah, I'm gonna say a 3.1 out of 5. I'm gonna keep it there.
3.1. All right, Nico.
Yeah.
I'll go with a 3.6. The casting
Nice.
is an issue. I would say I saw more line control for a single maze than scare actors in a maze. And just the effects weren't all working yet. And that was an issue. If I was just basing it off of opening night, it would definitely be in the 2s.
Dang.
Yeah.
But since I went that following night, Mary did get a lot better. So, and just the mazes in general got better. I think everybody got a little bit more comfortable. So,
Nice.
yeah, 3.6.
Cool.
Yeah, man. I think I'm sitting at a 3.5 as well.
Yeah.
Again, it's hard to not compare it to other iterations of itself and to other haunts in general. I
Yeah.
think had both mazes been incredibly strong, it would have gotten a little bit more of a boost. But Mary is very, of the two, it's the weakest for sure, and it could use a lot of help. I haven't really done a lot of the lantern activations yet. I haven't tried a ton of the food. I have tried some of it. So there's still more for me to explore.
Absolutely.
But, honestly, I my heart wants to give it a 4, like a solid 4,
Yeah.
because of all the performers in the scare zones and in the mazes.
Oh,
that
yeah.
are giving it their all. But I think overall as an event, and listen, I'm going to say this as well. The hanging has got to go, bro. all the money that is put into the hanging,
Oh my god.
put it into either Carnival du Grotesque or put it into a stage show in the Walter Knott, or just put it into the mazes to make them like super, super scary.
100.
There's
Yeah.
tons of pyro, tons of set work, stunt people that are hired for the hanging. No,
Which are incredible.
They're
Nothing
great.
against the
They're
stunt
great.
work.
But the show itself is not great. I mean, I know that it's never been great. Sure, fantastic. Let's put that money somewhere else. Let's put that money somewhere else, especially in the era of Six Flags. Let's maybe not spend money on that and spend it on the mazes. Because listen, at the end of the day, people are coming to not scary farm to be scared, not to listen to boomer humor for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. So, yeah, 3.5. There's some adjustments that need to be made. Yeah, I think anything, just slight improvements would bring it up. So,
I shit on HHN like Poltergeist and what is it, Terror Tram, and how much I want Terror Tram gone. The main Halloween event thing that I want gone is the hanging. It just sucks now. It 100% sucks, and I am not afraid to say that. It's awful. It's an awful show. Pre-pandemic, different story, because you had that giant stage. Celebrities were flying off the stage and everything like that. It was a little bit more funny, but God, this show is awful now.
It's had its time. We gave it another shot. I think it's time to go. It's time to
Yes,
Yeah.
but performers and the hanging, I love you.
go. Yes, yeah, definitely.
That's the only thing I do love.
All right, next question. Zoo or Mary, which is scarier?
Oh,
I
God.
think we've kind of already answered this a little bit. But what are your guys' thoughts? Zoo or Mary?
I'm honestly gonna say Mary.
Oh, over the zoo.
Like Zoo is scary and it's body horror, but Mary got me a lot in there with the
What?
scare, the first scare in the Mary's realm from above, the cabinet from above, the black hallway with the monsters in there. I'm going with Mary. Mary scared me more than the zoo.
Wow. Okay. All right,
Wow.
Mr. E. I think I know your answer.
Zoo lights out. That's my answer. That was incredible. That was
Lock it in.
That was so scary. I don't know. Also, not being able to see in the fog when you're walking through there too, petrifying. All right, that reminded me of Dark Harbor, where they had in what is it called, Breakout, where they had
Sure.
that one big area
yeah.
that you would walk through. It's just the fog. Oh god, that with just the flashlight. No, thank you. That was no fun. That was so scary.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. By the way, I forgot to mention it. The ratings from the chat. Divergent Dream 3.5. I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
3.5 from David. 3.001 from Dodger. But yeah, it
we
it
go.
is starting to reek of Six Flags for sure, which is very scary. Very scary. Albert says 3.5. SC gives it a 4. Rob
All right,
gives it a
somebody beat me.
3.7.
2 people beat my
3.7.
score.
There you go.
Wow.
David gives it a
Alright.
7 out of 10. All right, good stuff. Also, between the Zoo and Mary, we've got a lot of votes for Zoo. A lot of votes for Zoo, which, yeah, I think I agree with for sure. All
Well,
right. Sorry, Nico.
Nico's just trying to be different.
You know what?
That's it.
If you see me cowering in the corner in the black hallway, that's where you'll find me getting scared.
I'll find you because I'm pushing the cloth around and you're stuck in there. That's how I'm gonna find you. I'm like, oh shit.
Camera, glasses. Like,
No strings attached.
Oh, man. All right, another great question from Rob. Top improvements on returning mazes. A very important distinction there, the returning mazes. Gentlemen.
I can't really say much on there. I would say maybe the chilling chambers where we finally have another person there. You know,
sure.
That's cool. Other than that, I don't know, because I did Grimoire also, and nothing changed there. I think it was I had a great run for Grimoire.
Okay, good.
Cinema Slasher. Was there anything different at Cinema Slasher?
I will say personally, Cinema Slasher to me in the second year fell off a little bit. I mean, for starters, a lot of the projections weren't even lined up with the screen. However, this year, Cinema Slasher is back to its glory. I think it's firing again on all cylinders, which is nice. Because
They added Slashy a lot more. I saw him 3 times this time. So
yeah, I didn't
think
see
that
any
might have been
projector
something new.
monster either.
At the end?
No, the projector, like the
like
in
the
the
actual,
hallways.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. That's right. No projector
But-
monster.
But last year for Cinema Slasher, we didn't have bungees, right? In the finale,
I think they got rid of them.
and
that
they're
second
back
year.
this year.
Oh, I didn't notice. That's
I
interesting.
didn't see them.
They're back
I
this
didn't see
year,
them.
and then like Mystery said, we have the Overlord. What is his name?
The Crimson Lord.
The Crimson Lord
don't know.
for Chilling Chambers. That was great.
The guy from
but-
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
right.
Grim Reaper.
But yeah, everything besides those two felt very much the same.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Next question. What foods and drinks are you liking for Knott's? Now, I should have fucking looked it up, but I thought I had the name. It's a tequila-based drink that was really good. And then also in the Prop Shop Pizzeria, we had, it has a terrible name. It's like the scalped hair or whatever it is.
What?
Disgusting.
The pasta's pretty good, man.
Can I have some of your scalped hair, please?
Oh.
Yeah. What did you guys think? Did you have anything that was pretty good?
I mean, the elixir is still number
The
one
elixir.
in my list of drinks. That thing, it tastes like you're drinking a watermelon Sour Patch, and it's delicious.
There
Sure,
we go.
sure.
I don't really do Scary Farm food, but my tradition is always to do Mrs. Knott's Chicken Dinner Restaurant.
Oh yeah,
It's always a classic. After tax, it's like $36 for the fried chicken meal, but you get soup or rhubarb, you get corn or something else, mashed potatoes, fried chicken, and a slice of pie at the end. So you can never
Okay.
go wrong with a
Wow.
nice pre-hunt dinner at Mrs. Knott's.
Divergent Dream with a very important note here. Our favorite drink is the elixir, but they moved it outside of the Goring 20s area this year.
What?
They had to hunt for almost an hour for it. That is very, very interesting.
You have to go to the gauntlet for the elixir.
I guess so. And yes, thanks, Ariana. Chorizo and sun-dried tomato sauce on angel hair pasta.
Oh,
it was,
shoot. Okay,
it was pretty good. It was pretty good, man.
Yummy.
I'll believe you.
Sounds like heartburn right there, bro. That's what it sounds like. Acid reflux.
Could be. Ivy says the bison burger was really good. Now, actually, I had a bison burger slider.
Yes,
and it was pretty damn good, man. It was pretty damn good. So I agree. I would actually probably try a full burger, but we'll see. We'll see.
What was it at Nightmares Revealed Mystery where I got it and you're like, don't eat that.
Oh my god,
like
it was
black,
like
the black
it was the
wings, the bat wings.
The bat wing, dude. And it was like just with like a black cream on it. I'm like, don't do
and
that,
I turned
man.
my flashlight on and I was like, oh, never mind.
Your mouth will be
It was
stained
not-
for the rest of the night, dude. Oh my god.
That was
thing
me
gnarly.
in Darkmoor. Like, I really wanted to try the burger, but it had black buns, and I read online like, "Hey, don't do the black bun burger. Just don't do it." And I was like, "Okay, all right, I won't do it."
Yeah. The aftermath is not pretty.
David says, "Anyone try the alligator one?" I think you're referring to the alligator sausage. And I actually, funny enough, Josue had some when we were there for the media event. I had a little bit. It didn't taste super funky. It actually tasted pretty good. I'd be curious to try the full sausage instead of just a little piece, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
I will also say the frog legs. I've never tried frog legs before. And I was kind of weirded out by it, but I tried it and it actually does taste like chicken.
Oh, okay.
Very weird. Very weird. But it tastes exactly like chicken.
Interesting.
Mystery,
I'll
no,
pass.
that's a no
Pass
for
on
you.
all of this. I don't know. It gets too close to big game hunting, in my opinion. All this stuff.
Sure. Dangerously close for sure. And yes, Ariana, thank you. Boogeyman habanero margarita. That's what I had. It was pretty good. Also kind of strong, so just be careful with that. Next question from Robo Denim. What's something that HHN, either in LA or Florida, does better than Not Scary Farm, in your guys' opinion? Right off the bat, I do want to say that Orlando does the whole food festival thing way better than Knott's. I wish that one day Knott's would get on their level when it comes to the food. They we just talked about some of the snacks they have. However, Orlando, truly, you can just spend a whole day just eating around the park, and there's a wide variety of food. So I almost wish that we would do a little bit of Boysenberry Festival with a little bit of Not Scary Farm and have like more options around the park to eat. Less super exotic stuff like the frog legs and the bison shit. Like, I'm like, okay, give me some like the Korean barbecue tots. I'm like, that's the energy. Give me something like that, man.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think?
This is hard because even for LA and Florida for their HHN, it's like apples, oranges, and peaches. They're three totally different events that I really can't like. They're all great for their own reasons.
Sure.
But I've never been to HHN Orlando, unfortunately. But for Hollywood, I will say that I do like that they have a lot of IPs.
Sure.
So Knott's is fantastic for their original stories, and I will always love them for that. And I hope they don't really go the IP route. But there are times where I'm like, man, I really do want to go to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and go to HHN, and I could do that, or visit the Terrifier. Visit Jason Voorhees. So I think I really do love that they could get their hands on those IPs and I could live those movies in person.
Nice.
I like it.
If talking HHN Hollywood, I think specifically this year too, show wise, I think Purge Dangerous Waters is the perfect amount of like horror and action and everything. Like you could totally have a lot of action going on over in the what's it called, the Wagon Theater. I think
Yeah,
it's
the
what
wagon
it's called.
camp.
Yeah.
the
And you
wagon
do
camp.
have some going on during the hanging, but I feel like there can be a different level, make it darker, gory, whatever,
Yeah,
an old
yeah.
Western thing where it connects with the story of Ghost Town or something like that. I
Yeah.
feel like that would
Yeah.
go great. And then also just like when there's show moments going on in the scare zones, I feel I would love for Scary Farm to do that. I know that's becoming more of a newer thing for Hollywood, having show moments going on, especially with like the every 45 minutes there is the chainsaw, the opening ceremony, or now
Yeah.
where the Brujas are, they have their little show moment.
Sure.
Something that they do, and I guess in the Goring 20s they kind of do with the music
Sure.
and everybody
Yeah.
dancing. I give them credit there. But I would love to see something going on with the clowns in Carnival or even in Ghost Town, have Sarah Marshall come out again, possessing everybody, because not everybody comes into the park for opening. And I think that was something great that Hollywood did, is that they make sure that everybody gets to experience something that would only be at the beginning of the event. So those two things I would add to Scary Farm.
For sure. And one
I
more
like it.
thing. Hollywood HHN doesn't have photo ops with monsters now. Yeah, they have Hamikuma.
Yeah.
But besides that, they don't have photo ops with monsters. And I like that because it doesn't feel, I don't know, weird. I guess I don't know the right word. I just don't like that they're doing it now at Not Scary Farm with the Green Witch and the Bride and so on and so forth.
Interesting. Very interesting. See, I'll agree with you there, Nico. Also, unfortunately, they're not allowing monsters to pose with guests anymore. That was kind of something fun they started doing in the 50th that I think added an air of, I don't know, camaraderie, if you will. People have favorite monsters that they love to highlight and get photos with. And now we've gone back to what it used to be, where monsters can't stop and pose with you for a photo. And that, I think, takes away kind of a special element that used to be there that HHN doesn't really have. So now, we're kind of forced to take photos with the characters at the front of the park or inside of the Legacy store, which, to me, I don't know. I wish we could still take photos with the performers in the zone, because there's no better environment for that than sitting in the fog or sitting in the scare zone where they're at.
I agree with that, like, because it felt more natural.
Yeah.
When you would have to look for them, and sure, like, not everybody should be taking a picture with the Bride or the Green Witch, so on and so forth. But just having it all in the entrance, it just feels like too staged, I guess.
Sure, yeah.
It just doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel Knott's to me.
Fair.
And Larissa, great point, though. Some guests were so annoying about taking selfies with the monsters, especially in Carnival. I mean, it unfortunately does happen in all the parks. So I see both sides of the coin for sure. And it's a double-edged sword as well. But yeah, man. All right, next question that we've got from Kyle Mason Ryan. He says, what type of show would you most like to see return to the Walter Knott Theater? We kind of touched on this a little bit. Now, for me, the first thing that pops into my head, it would have been cool to have like a Dragula, a Boulet Brothers, some sort of show attached to that world in that theater, even if it was like bringing out all, the best of the Boulet Brothers. I don't know. Something like that would have been really cool. What are your guys' thoughts on what could go into the Walter Knott Theater?
Bring back Puppet Up.
Puppet Up was fun, man.
That was funny.
Love Puppet Up.
I
love Puppet Up.
I
agree. No, go for it, Nico.
I was just gonna say, some nights I would watch that show multiple times because it always changes, and it's fucking hilarious.
It is. No, that's true. Like, true comedy there. Like, it was improv comedy, and I think like that's something that's missing from the hanging. It's so staged. It's so yucky, the jokes, but like Puppet Up, like those are true improv actors there that just like was taking stuff from the audience. They're like, all right, let's go with this. And I think that was it was phenomenal. That might be the reason why it's not there anymore. I know you can. Oh shoot! Wait, can you still catch it at the Jim Henson?
I don't
I
know.
That's a good
know.
question.
Didn't it
Check
just
their-
get
check their
sold or
Instagram.
something? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
gotta look. Yeah. But
I
would
think
love
they
to
do
see
like
Puppet
little
Up again.
tours,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
yeah, Puppet Up was fantastic.
And listen, tons of support in the chat for that. Puff it up,
Yeah.
bring back Puff it up. Knots, take note. That's something that's kind of interesting.
It's awesome.
People love the Puppet Up, even though it wasn't the most Halloween show that there is out there. It was a fun show. It was a nice break from the terror and from the craziness that's around the midways. So
Can I bring something up about the hanging, or do we have a question about the hanging?
No, go for it.
All right. If they did the hanging like they did during Nightmares Revealed in the wagon camp, or somewhere in Ghost Town, that show would hit so hard.
Sure.
Just the intensity of it, like you feel for Sarah Marshall.
Yep.
If they brought that to the wagon camp and lost the comedy route, because we do have that circus show, and that's the more lighthearted show for the park. Man, if they brought that type of hanging to the wagon camp, I would see it nightly.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Agreed, man. Agreed. Yeah, for sure. Ariana, I love this comment too. Dying for a drag show, but I'd settle for any general big dance show a la 50th minus the comedian that I saw in Monsters and Mayhem. That was honestly a really fun show that tied in and kind of explained the Knott's lore a little bit more. Minus the comedian, which was just cringy, absolutely cringeworthy. A combination Monsters and Mayhem with a magician, a la Ed Alonzo, which Ed Alonzo had awesome shows back in the day in that theater. Something like that would be a lot of fun too, man.
Yeah, they have a show like that at Hallow Scream called Monster Stomp. And it's dancing, it's live music, it's incredible. No comedian. It's a pretty serious story of Jack the Ripper. And it's a fantastic show. I would love to see that kind of show go into the Walter Knott Theater.
Yeah, for sure, man. I love this comment from Divergent Dream. It was so cool getting the crowd energy and some people yelling for the hanging at the Nightmares Revealed. Some people
it was
yelling for a hanging, others defending Sarah. I mean, it did feel very real, man. It was cool.
We saw people's true sides at that little show.
Yeah,
you do. Like Saber, hanger. Wait, what?
What the? I'm like, you don't even know her.
But ain't that just how it is, man? All right, anyways. This is a really great question here from Torres A. What's the best route for someone trying to do every maze in one day? Now, I have an answer, but I want to hear it from you guys. What do you guys think?
I have an answer too. So
I
I'm
don't
gonna
have
let
an answer, so
right.
you guys go. I
right,
always
Nico.
struggle to do every single maze every night, so
All right.
go for it.
So if you're there at the beginning of the night, like 7 p.m. rope drop, everybody's going to be either running to the mazes at the front of the park or the new mazes in the back. So if you want to get most done, I would say go to the very back and do Mesmer and then work your way towards the newer mazes. Because when I went Friday night and before I met up with John, Zoo, I got there at like 8:30ish, 9 o'clock maybe. Zoo said it was 45 minutes. I only waited 15.
Oh, wow.
Mary said it was a 30-minute wait. I only waited 10 minutes. So if you work your way from the back of the park to the front, I think you could cover more ground and get more things done.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going off of that. I would start at Chilling Chambers, then hit Mesmer, then hit Cinema Slasher, then hit Room 13. Like truly, just go counterclockwise, as opposed to clockwise. There's multiple strategies that you can really go about it, but to your point, Nico, everyone's going to want to go to the new mazes, and there's 4 mazes back there, so that's going to be a very popular area unless you have early access via the buffet, which we'll talk about in a second. Yeah, don't start there. Start on the other side. Or to your point, Nico, start at Mesmer. Go all the way to the back and kind of work your way around. Hit all the outside mazes first, and then end your night in the backstage mazes by Ghost Rider or past Ghost Rider. But yeah, I think I think that's the strategy there for sure.
Yeah.
Divergent Dream
Nice.
agrees. Albert says, I did buffet and did all 10 mazes and the hanging. So, yeah, there you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Whoa.
Larissa says, man, I watched the horde head towards the back at 7. It was intense. It really is like just a sea of people that start making their way back there. So
Gotta go the opposite way. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Go away from traffic for sure. And so excellent question there. Next question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Nico.
I'm just gonna say, but you got to make sure you hit zoo before 11 and zoo after 11 because those are two different experiences. So make sure you hit it both times.
That's definitely the struggle there for sure, man. Yeah.
There is.
All right. So the next question: best day to go. I mean, listen, if you're trying to avoid crowds, then Thursday or Sunday because they took Wednesdays away. Thursdays or Sundays would probably be the best day to go for sure. Gentlemen, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, Thursdays, Sundays. Avoid the holiday weekend Sunday.
Oh, sure.
But besides that, Thursdays, Sundays are the best day to go. People are also starting to catch on a little bit. So
Ooh.
maybe no Thursdays, Sundays. I'm not even gonna say Friday, Saturday.
But it really is. It's like the Disney effect, right? Because Disney started making Fridays, Saturdays more expensive. So now people are going to Disneyland on Tuesday, Wednesday when it's cheaper. So they've kind of made it so that there really isn't like a dead time. All the time is busy because either you pay big money and you go because you don't care, or you pay a little bit of money and you go because you're trying to save money. So now you're there on a Tuesday or on a Wednesday at Disneyland. So yeah, to your point, Nico, it is kind of a gamble, but chances are high. Listen, in my experience, pretty much at every haunt on a Sunday night, if you stay past midnight, if you stay past 11 p.m., brother, you're in for a phenomenal time.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, just from HHN and other parks I go multiple times, I feel like if you go either right at the beginning or after 10:30, you're going to have some very low wait times. And if you have a pass, you can do that. If you're truly a night owl, do it that way.
Hang in there, gang. Hang in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Believe in you.
What makes this season worth attending? I mean, that's
a deep question.
That is a very deep question. But I mean, right off the bat, for me, it's the scare zones. There's returning talent. There's new talent. The talent out in the zones. Here's why I still think Not Scary Farm is the best SoCal event. You can go to Not Scary Farm and not do a single maze and still not only have a great time, but get your shit rocked, man. Like the monsters are so good at hiding in the crowd. They're really good at hiding in the buildings. The sliders are unlike anything else anywhere else. You will get scared in a scare zone. You will be entertained in a scare zone. And even if you don't do a single maze at Not Scary Farm, it's worth a visit for sure. You can't really get that anywhere else, unfortunately. And I'm looking at you, HHN Hollywood, because I don't want to wait in a 2-hour line to have a bunch of empty boo holes. And I also don't want a fake weapon or a chainsaw being waved in my face. That's just not scary, to me at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, gentlemen, what do you guys think?
Mystery. Go for it.
I mean, I honestly, the Scary Farm every year is I couldn't see a year, and I'm gonna knock on wood. I can't see a year ever that you can miss Scary Farm unless Six Flags really gets their grimy little hands in there.
Don't even say it, man.
And change prices and change maze qualities. Then I would be like, okay, shoot, maybe not. But as of now, Scary Farm still, maze quality wise, even with the houses that they bring back every year, are still at some of the highest level of maze quality like you said, John, the scare zones are amazing. The scare actors in the scare zones, I put them up there with like the Fright Fest scare actors in the scare zones over there. Like they are phenomenal. Like they really can get into their characters, and they get to build their characters for years. And you can see it. They love it. They're passionate for those characters. And so I think that is something, like you said, that Horror Nights does not have that, because every year a scare actor has to play somebody new. And yeah, that happens at Scary Farm, but really it's a rarity once you're in those scare zones. And if you're very successful and passionate with your scare character, or I don't know how they call it, but your other personality, then it's totally worth it, because they bring in the fire every night, and I love it. I love it so much.
For sure.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Nico,
Gosh.
any thoughts?
So, like, Horror Nights feels like a big party. Fright Fest is super
Right.
fun. But when you enter the gates of Scary Farm, you get immersed immediately into the world of Scary Farm. And it doesn't feel like a theme park Halloween event. It just feels like a giant passion project where everybody just comes together and just creates this like giant love for the event, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
There's just something about Knott's. Like, I know we crapped on the stories a lot for some of these mazes, but the stories are fantastic. The original ideas are, bar none, some of the best in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And the scare actors, I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to begin with the scare actors, from the scare zones to the mazes. Everybody just, if you feel the love for this event, and that's what I love about Not Scary Farm. And what you were saying about not even doing any mazes, when I met up with you on Friday, John, when we were just hanging out in Ghost Town, and you said you will get your shit rocked. I got my shit rocked, and it wasn't even towards me. The porch monster just is screaming like a banshee and flying off the porch to do a slide, scared the ever-living out of me. So you will get your shit rocked in any scare zone. Nobody is safe, and it's just fantastic. It's just, I love this event more than anything. And I, like Mr. E said, I hope Six Flags really pays attention to the guests and how much Not Scary Farm means to us.
Right.
And they don't really alter it too much. Instead, improve upon it.
Yeah.
Amen. You keep your grubby little hands off of this, Mr. Six. You don't get Not Scary Farm.
I will be okay for the next hanging the Mr. Six bus, plowing through the stage, stopping, him doing a little dance, and then leaving. That is the only hanging I'm okay with.
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
All right, we're coming up on our final questions here. It's our first time doing the buffet. Any tips? Be ready to be so full and walk it all off for the rest of the night, because there's a lot of food to eat. But yeah, you guys got any tips for the buffet?
Arrive extremely early before your time.
Yes.
Because it does take a while to get in to the buffet.
Yeah.
So if you want time to eat and time to kind of like leisure around after you're done eating before the event starts, get there pretty freaking early.
Yeah.
Nice.
And also early access to 4 mazes starts at 6:30. 2 of those are mazes that are new this year, which are the Zoo and Mary. So you get early access to the Zoo and to Mary before the general public at 7. So you have a chance to knock out all 4 backstage mazes before anybody else gets a chance to do it. And you do that without having to pay for Fright Lane. So buffet is an excellent option. And shit, well, that's the last question right there.
There it is.
Folks, that's gonna do it, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us today, both live and on the replay. I always enjoy chatting with you guys about Not Scary Farm. I love this comment from Maddie. I want to highlight it real quick. It's so fun scaring a ghost town. It really feels like a town on the monster side. I mean, it really is. Everywhere you
Yeah.
go, it's so alive. All the zones are super alive. So I love it, and I love getting to see people like you, Maddie, work out there. It's great.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, man. But yeah, y'all, thank you for joining us for this live stream. Mr. E, where can everyone find you, friend?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want content on more of the Halloween Horror Nights and Universal Studios side of horror and theme parks, go check out
Ooh, oh,
TLEV Media. I ain't hating on Knott's or Scary Farm. I'm just saying you're not
No,
gonna get a lot of
excellent.
Scary Farm stuff, you know. That's just FYI.
Yes,
FYI.
yes. Lots of excellent Horror Nights cover over on TLEV for sure.
But there will be a video coming out in 2 days about Horror Nights and this year specifically. So make sure to check that one out. Had a lot of fun recording for that one. It's a bit of a different one. But
Ooh.
social medias, TLEV Media, all across the board. Yeah, enjoy.
Thanks, man. Nico, where can everyone find you, friend?
You can find me at Entertainment Connection. I talked about my little grimoire incident. That is in my walkthrough video if you want to watch it on YouTube. It's pretty funny. But I was like, oh, dude, come on. But Entertainment Connection all across the board. I try to cover everything from Not Scary Farm to Horror Nights to 13th Floor events and so much more. Follow along. There's a lot of coverage to still post.
Oh yeah,
it's true, man. It's only the beginning. It's only the beginning, really. Although it feels like the middle. It's weird. It's very weird. But yeah,
exactly.
all right. And of course, you can find us at the Hunt Line on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. You're already here. But be sure and subscribe. And as always, for all of our content, honestly, if you want to support any of our channels, the easiest way and the most powerful way to do it is to share our content. It takes a second. Send it to a friend. Send it to a Finsta. Send it to whoever. Just share it. Drop a comment. And as always, until the next time, thank you for calling the Hotline, everyone. Have a good night. See you in the fog, baby.